Hello and welcome to another episode of me painting again. Oh yeah, we're painting again. And this time, got a few colours on. It's quite a bright painting we're going to do today. So we've got a few colours, some yellow, it's a lemon yellow, yellow ochre, alizarin crimson, titanium white, ultramarine blue, sea blue, or you can use cerulean blue. Doesn't really matter. Sap green, and there's a bit of brown, bit of burnt umber. And to start with, I want to do a bit of a sky. So white and blue. We'll keep the sky true. Maybe. So yeah, we want it to be quite light. Quite a nice light blue sky. And we'll get this party started. So I'm gonna do some blue sky. Nice blue sky. To about there, I think. Out to there. All the way along. So I'm just using a page of my book. It's a I mean, if you've seen a few of my videos, you'll already know that it's a scrapbook, and you can buy these. They're quite readily available, really. I get mine from either the Range or I think I've got some from the Works as well. If you've got one of those shops, but I'm sure you'd be able to pick them up anywhere. So I'll try and get this blue all the way along. You can use a big brush and get this done a bit quicker. But this brush is alright. I'm controlling things a little bit today with this brush. A bit smaller. Fill that up. Looks quite nice. I remember for a time I didn't even know you could paint on, like, in books and stuff, sketchbooks and things. I would always use canvas. When you're a beginner though, you just don't know anything, do you? You just get your paints and you start painting. It's funny, really. Just gonna make that a bit straighter. It's a little bit better. So, gonna have some blue while that's still a little bit wet. Gonna get some of this blue, ultramarine blue, into the colour, into this sky colour that we've been using. Maybe a little bit of that as well. And I'll use a slightly darker blue now. Can see slightly darker for the background. So there's a couple of trees like here. And they're far away in the background, so you can use a blue to create that indication of distance there. Trees and things and shapes. There's some different sized trees back there. But yeah, you can do that. Create that distance using that little bit of a darker colour, darker blue. Just think of all the atmosphere, the water, and it's getting in front of the colours that you can see from here, and it makes it look a bit bluish. And then as you come forward, you can get a little bit of this green, a little bit of yellow ochre, back into this blue. And I want this and just in front of that, so we're getting closer. It's got more colour in it. Something like that, and then I can see a bit stronger green in front of that, so you can grab a little bit of the old sap green, a bit of this yellow, come a bit closer. I'm just going to spray my paints with my atomizer, stop them from drying out. And with my lighter green, let's put some of that in there. Create another level. It's quite nice, and then take that across there. Creating our distance. There's a bit of a colour here as well, because there's a river running down here. I've actually painted a similar scene to this before, except this one, I have to say, I really improved it on the computer. Because sometimes what I'll do is I'll take it into Photoshop or even get a sketch pad and just try and improve the look of the idea. And I really like the finished painting, so on the computer, so I'm repainting it basically. Trying to show you something similar anyway. Bit of yellow ochre in there, a little bit of gonna pick up a little bit of this brown, a little bit of yellow ochre and brown. Fill in this field with that. Send it off. So as these colours dry, they'll start to look a little bit better, but still distant colours, and then we can start really putting in stronger colours closer. Yeah, I can see there's a darker bit along here where that river is. bit of the yellowy colour on the top. So not away like that. That's quite nice, and then on this side as well. I'm enjoying myself already. I do enjoy painting. The only reason I keep doing it because it's so much fun, and I don't need motivation to paint. That's a funny thing, isn't it? Because I hear people saying things like, oh, how do I motivate myself to do a painting? So I don't even need motivation to do a painting. I look forward to doing it. I just want to do it. A little bit of red and brown in there, just so that shows up a bit more. It's a bit watercolory in the background, pale, and I quite like that. There's one good thing about the use of acrylics, you can use them a bit watercolour like. Right, I'm going to paint this. We've got a bridge in, so I'm going to make this bridge colour a bit brown and blue to get it started. Maybe a bit of green in it. I'll do a dark colour just to get the shape right. Now the bridge is about here. It goes like to about there, I think. It does now, and then it can go round. So this is based on a real place, except I've completely changed it. Because the bridge isn't as round as this. Well, it's actually a flat bridge there. I just wanted somewhat more interesting for this painting. Something like that. Down as well, like this. What I need is some almost pure brown and blue, some blue and brown to make a black, basically. I might put a bit of red in it. Yeah, that's darkened it nicely. Nice dark colour underneath the bridge here. That works quite nice. Just throw a little bit more colour in that. I need a bit of colour underneath. Just go into a little bit of blue, and I'm gonna create a little bit of colour underneath here. For the reflection, basically, in the water. Just washing my brush. what I want. I want some more of this blue, this sky colour for the water, basically. Bit of sky colour for the water, because it's reflective, and it's going to help bring this bridge out as well. I want it to go about there. And that can go off there, so like that. I've probably done this a bit bigger than I thought I was gonna. So I'll just try and make sure that's all in the page. We'll be about there, aren't we? That wants to go to about there. That's looking good. Okay, something like that. Then we'll do this side of the grass. I want a bit of that green in here. Grab some yellow and green. Bit of the ochre. Yellow ochre, sap green. Bit of yellow. Oops. And start putting some colour here. Bit of a darker, bit of brown in the green, just around this area here. Can see a bit of green in there as well. Bit of a reflection. Okay. Now I'm going to start grabbing thicker paint. So I'm just going to grab paint. I'm not dipping my brush in any water. It's just the paint. Something like that, maybe a tiny bit of red in it. And we'll start building up the colours down here. Start building up the colours, and not only that, building up the shapes as well. Tiny bit of red in there. Certain areas I want a little bit of red. Red and yellow. So I'm not going to just use the one colour, I'm going to start mixing different colours in with it, and then hopefully I'll just move this down a bit. I'll show this area because that's what I'm going to be working on now. Grabbing some more of the yellow and the, I'll show you a little bit of green, a bit of yellow. Bit of yellow ochre. Quite thick paint though. So I can start putting it on here. In some places you can put in a little bit of the darker green. So that was a bit dark. And along here as well. There's a path that comes along there. Which has sort of a browny red kind of colour with some white in it, I think. I'm sort of at the colour of the paper. I might go a little bit more colour in it. We'll see as we move on. Okay, a bit more of this green. Some sap green, ultramarine blue, a bit of yellow. And we start to make a different green, more of a bluey green. I can put that in places, maybe like at the edge of this. It's sort of as it goes down there into the water, it's not catching as much light as that one. And here's some areas as well where there's a bit more the darker green. And along here as well, there's a shadow of a tree. And then what I'm going to do, just move my page so you can see it. I'm going to put some blue in this. Bit of dark. Something like that. I'll leave that for now. Now I'm going to start painting in these trees. So I've got some More colour. I've got a dark colour that goes like there. Just going to put in a few other brush strokes and I can go on top of those afterwards. Get a bit more light on top of them afterwards. It's just I want to have a bit more of a bit more colour. So what have we got? A bit there. We've got quite a mass of green as well up the top. I might have to use a bit of black actually, because I really want to get a good dark green to get me started. So I'll put a little bit of black on there, a bit of green and black, bit of red in it. Yeah, more like that. I think. Do need a bit of blue in it. I'll try that. See what that looks like. Yeah, that's gonna work. So I've got some trees and there's a branch growing there. Another one there. It sort of goes all the way down to about there. We can leave some of this blue showing through in the background. That's what I like about the trees actually, when you can see the blue. So I won't block it in completely. There we go, nice dark there. Over the other side as well. There's a tree that goes about there and it comes to about there. Get the shape. Sort of bring it together. It comes together like that. Sorry, I forgot that I'd zoomed in a bit. Don't remember to be like this. There we go, all blocked in nicely. Another, just a little whip of green there. Yeah, that works quite nicely. Now I'm going to put in tree trunks. And use some burnt umber and blue. Bit of green as well. Why not? A little bit of all sorts. So we've got a few here. There's one. There's another one there. There's another one here. think there's a tree behind there as well. There's one behind like there. I can put in a few little branches here and there. Some of these are going to show up maybe. Few of them will. And then on this side, I want this tree to be about there. This one's actually in front of those ones, so it needs to be a bit thicker. Put in a few branches. Could do with some darker areas actually, really dark green areas. Some light under here. Kind of looking at the shape of the tree at the same time when I'm putting these colours in, looking at the way that they're moving. Something like that. Okay, might have to zoom out, otherwise I'm going to forget to move my page. Well, I'm going to dry the whole painting now anyway, and then we can start putting paint on top. Start changing things a little bit. Use a bit thicker paint to add highlights and things. Okay, so I've given it a good dry. That just about fits the whole painting in. So I'm going to continue painting because I know I'm going to start moving around. Might use this brush. It's kind of a rough brush really. So it's an old Cotman watercolour brush. Works great though. So I want some yellow. Bit of green, bit of sap green, tiny bit of red, more yellow, more of the green. That's quite nice. Oh, you can't see. Just put some yellow and green and a tiny bit of red in together to get this sort of light, quite nice green. So I'm going to start using that, brighten some of this area up a little bit with this colour. Now I'm not going to put it everywhere, I'm just going to put like little blobs in. It'll give it that kind of oil painting kind of look actually. Just smudge it a little bit as well. So putting that in front. There is a little bit of this colour actually here. Notice how when I put that paint down, it kind of broke a little bit, and that's what I wanted. I wanted it to do that, so sometimes I don't load my brush again after I've used it, and then you can throw it on and that kind of thing happens. Right, and then I want it to be down here as well. Get some of this nice bright green in here, and throwing this in. Throwing it down, controlling that paint. So we've got some dark bit there, so we can leave that. Can go into a little bit of red. Bit of red. I'm going to put that in amongst my greens. This pinky sort of colour. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some yellow and put some of that in as well, here and there. And all these colours are now next to each other really, and they should start creating an interesting look. Sort of an impressionistic kind of feel to it. More yellow. Got a little bit of green and yellow. I just want to bring some of this together a little bit because it's a bit too separate, so I'm just going to tap a little bit of colour. I'll do the same with this. It's better. Bit of greens. There's a bit of a missing bit there as well. Need to go in. And then I want a different colour on the ground, a bit more colour anyway. I mean the path, I should say. The path is a bit boring at the moment, so a bit more white and red. That's a bit better. And then I want some more green. I want green on the tree. So, bit of the sap green, a load of this lemon yellow. That's probably quite a nice colour. for the light. So I used to have a tendency, and I still kind of already think, oh, I could really make this really bright. And I want to make the trees really bright and the leaves to be really bright, and then I forget sometimes that they're not really that bright, yellow and stuff, the leaves. I'm just using little strokes like that, little, almost like I'm pulling the paint to capture some of these leaves, the light on the leaves. Bit of a shape there, and one here. Think about where the light's coming from, and it's sort of coming this way across, and it's hitting some of this. I want to keep some of my lights on the tree as well. I mean my darks, I should say. I want to try and save some darks, because then it makes the tree look more three-dimensional. And then I can go a bit brighter afterwards if I want to bring out areas, but that looks quite nice for now. Sort of do that. That'll do as my first bit on that. And I'm going to put a lighter yellow in on my green. And a bit of white. I can go a little bit lighter on some of these. Maybe it's the light's hitting some of these leaves a bit more than the others. I'm not going for everywhere, just certain places, and I can always tap them just to dull it down a bit. Just sort of twisting my brush as I'm using it. You can get some extra bits, extra little colours and stuff, shapes that you wouldn't paint normally. That's kind of why I do that. Now I'm going to use this little brush, and this is one of these small sets, cheap off eBay. You could get it, no problem. What I want now is sort of a warm a warm colour, yellowy red. I'm going to put that colour on the trees. So a little bit of light sort of hitting that tree there. Maybe a bit on that, a bit on this one. This one in front of that one there. That one's going to stay dark. And this tree here. That came out quite nice. Then I want sort of a greeny blue, bit of red in it as well. Yeah, that colour. I know I'm going to put that on the bridge, sort of a greeny reddish. Start adding some paint to the bridge. Okay, just use my finger just to get rid of some of it. Now I want a little bit of the blue. A little bit of blue. A little bit of blue and white. Just sort of tapping the paint away almost off the brush, but I've left some of it on. And then I want to get a little bit of a coolness on that side of the tree. Bit of coolness. Might have a bit of that on this bridge as well in places. Bit of cool area. Yeah, something like that. In here. Bit of blue, just to cool that down. And down this side as well. Something like that. So that's looking quite nice. It's looking good actually. Quite liking this painting. It's one of those that's coming out pretty good. I'm quite happy with it so far. So now we could put somebody walking across the bridge. That would be pretty good. So I want a I might use a orangey colour actually, like we've been messing around making. Maybe more of the more on the red side. Like that, like this. It's that looks really red, but it's actually not quite as red as that in real life. And I could have somebody walking across this bridge here. Just not there. Kind of want a white in this colour really. Probably work for the skin tone. Maybe a bit of yellow ochre in it. She a bit too pale. She is now. She's not as pale as that. I don't want her to be as pale as that. It's a bit better. And have her arm there. And another arm. Looks a bit weird so far, but hopefully hopefully it starts to look a bit better as it dries. A woman in a dress, just walking across there. I'm going to give her a bit of hair as well. I'm going to go for a sort of a dark colour. Dark hair, and it's blowing in the wind. She looks quite good actually. It's quite distant, so you can kind of get away with it. It's always hard when you're painting small though. But it is just a indication, isn't it? There's somebody there. So you don't want to worry too much about it. I am tempted to darken this back part there and there. Trying to get that shape there. Maybe there's a little bit of sunlight zooming through. Just hits the front of her. Maybe there's a bit on the top of this bridge as well. It hitting her arm as well. The front of her face is quite should be light, but then the side needs to be a bit duller. So I'm going to attempt the impossible. Just dull that side of the face a bit. A little bit of red. Doesn't quite read as well as I wanted it to. I'm thinking that maybe paint this bit out here. Yeah, what I should have done is had a bit more blue in my colour. Gone for more of a lavender colour here. Like that. maybe darken her clothes a little bit as well. That shape is nicer. That shape is definitely nicer. So what I might do is keep that shape, and then as it dries a little bit, I'll just add a little bit more. So while that's drying, I'm just going to add a few little birds in the sky. Kind of want a little bird just flying up there. This is actually one of my favourite places when I used to walk my dog. This is the place I used to go. Just going to put some fence posts in here. Goes behind there. A little bit of a fence there. Maybe I can put another post there. There's a little gap that you can get through if you're going to go fishing down here. Put a few little things. A few little details. Little marks here. Right, I'm gonna highlight the woman now. A bit on her face, on the front of her face. Maybe she's carrying something. A bit on her arm there. And that's a bit better. And then on the front of her clothing, can have a bit of that pinky colour, pinky red. More of that hair, make it nice and dark. Need her arm. Walking. I think I'll leave it there. There's enough there to say there's someone walking across. Quite like it, really. I'm tempted to put a bit of red on there. Just to show she's wearing the red. I'll do. I'm not going to do any more. Well, I say that, I still want to get the dark side there. I'll do. So I think I'll call that one finished. I've played around quite a lot with that painting. Enjoyed myself. Had a lot of fun. Tried to create a little bit more interest in it. And you could do something like this, no problem. You could do this. And you could do better. Thing that I'm seeing that I want to do as I show this and say that I've finished. I'd like to do a few lines going along here. Just like that. Few little watery lines, something like that. So there we go. Thanks very much for watching this one. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it's got you inspired to paint your own painting. And I'll see you at another one. Cheers. Bye.